for second. So there's a lot at stake here, B-Cop. Clearly a major favorite in this series is Quincy Crew, but what do you think about the Radiant lineup against the Dire in this? Is there a glimmer of hope maybe for an underdog?
Yeah, I like what I've been seeing from Tiny. I like the combination of the Mars as well as the Snapfire. Always seeing the arenas into the Mortimer's Kisses. It feels like it can always line up into something more, or even not even just the arena into the Mortimer's Kisses. I like when you see like a Spear, follow that up with Fire Snap Cookie. Like they've got the lockdown. I feel like they've got a lot of tools here to bring it to Quincy Crew. I just wonder if it's going to be sustainable, say, when Wraith King's got his reincarnation and like, yeah, you've got that first life out of his hands, but can you do it again? Especially if the rest of the team follows that up.
It's definitely also perhaps a little bit of a concern here when you do have these matchups where one team should be strongly favored just in terms of overall display so far in the tournament, that team is running a high-tempo lineup with Enchantress, Dragon Knight, and Wraith King. I would imagine Simply TOOBASED kind of need to try to weather the storm and not get rolled. And if the results of this division so far are anything to go by, there's a high chance that Simply TOOBASED don't really get to hit that mid-game time they're looking for. But let's not count our chickens before they hatch, or however you say that. I like to say that wrong on purpose, but I'll try to say it correct this time. Quinn versus Ryoya, the panel was talking about it. Puck versus Storm, I think it's a slightly Puck-favored matchup here in mid, so imagine Quinn will try to squeeze every advantage possible out of that. You're going to be playing Ench plus Dragon Knight against the Tiny lane. Panel was touching upon this. Breathe Fire, amazing against Tiny and lane. You actually equalize the damage between these two heroes when you Breathe Fire as Dragon Knight. Even when Tiny has a tree, you can deny against him, which very few heroes are able to do. Couple that with Ench for the strong lane domination, and top they're playing the Wraith King as well as Hoodwink lane, which is perhaps not what you would expect here. Maybe you would have expected the Ench to protect that safe lane, but they're switching it around a little bit here for Quincy.
Yeah, the Hoodwink coming up towards top definitely sets up, say, like the Bushwhack into a Wraithfire Blast. You output some damage, and all of a sudden, maybe these heroes, especially the Snapfire early on, may not feel comfortable. And I'm a little bit surprised. Ench went Nature's Attendance first, as at least in the region that I've covered the most in China, it seems like it's impetus all the time or nothing.
On level 1.
Just output, yeah, just output right. The damage with the impetus where you can.
How do they skill on level 2? Is it almost always enchant, or is it sometimes just the raw, let's just fight non-stop, not worry about creeps build with the heal? I imagine you can't sustain that for mana, right?
It was actually, from the last few Enchantress games I've seen, it's been the enchant level 2.
Yeah.
And then just keeping 1 point in that Nature's Attendance, I think, like starting even 2-1 and then maybe going 2-on-1.
Okay. Sounds pretty standard. It's generally either or, either heal into enchant or impetus into enchant, and then you usually prioritize enchant over impetus, but sometimes you can get that extra point. We'll see what Ponlo, what his read is on this situation. Obviously, on level 3 has a choice to make. Is it impetus, or do you want that double duration on the creep? The skill scales insanely well enchant, that is, as do all of Enchantress' skills, really. But has still opted for that heal. And he's just trading away non-stop. This is something very few heroes are capable of fighting into. And Ponlo's just non-stop harassing the Tiny as well as Empyrean's Pugna, making it a free lane essentially for Kezu here.
This does not feel great to just be up against a support that could just right-click you away and know that it's got the Nature's Attendance heal to keep up. And first blood coming over mid as Quinn. They talked about the 1v1 matchup, and right now it is 1-0 here for Quinn in the mid lane.
Yeah, I was keeping half an eye on this earlier, and it just looked like Quinn's approach to this lane was, how much can I possibly hit this storm all the time? And eventually it will pay off in a kill. Ponlo is baiting Empyrean here, has the stick charges as well, so not going to be a return kill for him. But yeah, Quinn, I think he went 1-0-1 on level 2. Oh, Flea will have to live up to his namesake and get out of here, and he will. I think this Puck against Storm matchup, what Quinn takes advantage of is that when you go 1-0-1 build, you can just essentially free trade with Storm non-stop. If you ever... I think Milan will be dead here.
Yeah, this time I don't think he gets away from this one.
But stick charges and fairies
on that stick. And now all of a sudden the Acorn shot comes the other way. He'd started with the Bushwhack to save his life as they were looking for the cookie off the spear. And Milan makes it away.
Yeah, didn't realize how many stick charges plus fairy he had, and he's rocking that that early fluffy hat, which is a really big difference maker on some of these squishy early game supports. So, yeah, made the difference there. Let's see. So just to finish off on my thought, well, first we're gonna have Ryoya die. And, oh man, he's already having a really rough one. Quinn just bullied him with a 1-0-1 build. He keeps trading into him. When Storm tries to throw a Remnant and then get the return right click, he just phase shifts it every time. And Quinn was just so far ahead on regen and bullied him out of lane. Now again, right into the open arms of Ponlo with that Warpine Raider. I had to look at that name. Nobody knows that name yet. I'm sure it'll pick up eventually.
Some of them are a mouthful that I just can't remember at times. Meanwhile, Flea going down up top to Yawar. And it is kills all over the place for Quincy crew, and a 2K lead 5 minutes into the game. This is 3 lanes going their way.
Yeah, by far.
3 lanes winning.
They're crushing them. Every single hero is ahead of their counterpart. Even the 4s and 5s are starting to develop a reasonable lead. The Ench 500 gold ahead, as Quincy's Milan will actually take a tumble here. He died to the tower though, so it was a purposeful death to get a refill. However, Yawar's courier dying was not on purpose, and that one actually held some decent value. So a lot of his net worth is unrealized right now.
Dreamcoil mid, and they're going to try and get another kill on Ryoya. They've got the Seed Shot coming out of that Warpine Raider, and that will help Quinn finish off the Storm, now dead for the 3rd time already. That is the opposite of the start you want.
Yeah, considering his 3 deaths, Ryoya is actually keeping up pretty well on CS here, but yeah, look at this punish. So Warpine Raider slow, runs at him, denies the rune, and just chased him down the whole way did Ponlo here into the jungle. Wait, did he just flat out soloed him? I thought Quinn was somewhat involved in this, but no. It was just Ench all the way.
Wow, Ponlo making Ench look like a carry from the support role.
And bypassing Impetus. Interesting choice. 0-2-2 build. This is pretty uncommon, I would say. Sometimes we see it, but Impetus generally considered an insane value point. If nothing else, then for the finisher, when you do have that 6-second cooldown, of course you can't spam it, but you can use it for strong harass or as a kill secure.
That time Ponlo trying to use the courier to get the vision, but unfortunately Imperion was ready for that and took out his courier before he was able to take away the obs in that area. I wonder if the second point in the Nature's Attendants kind of hints at the fact that they're on Quincy crew just going to want to run down these towers and run down this team, have that sustained. So even early, yeah, you've got Avalanche toss, sure, you've got the arena, but
it definitely is what it seems like. I think the call that Ponlo makes here is that, okay, I'm hitting level 4 around the timing that we have siege creeps both mid and bot, so I want to maximize the impact of that. And essentially with this extra point in heal, he kept Keza and the siege creep ahead quite a lot longer in that engagement to almost take that tower. So pretty cool cool detail there from Ponlo. I don't think this is something he does every game. Maybe it is.
Oh, mid lane again. They've got the Dream Coil down to Ryoya. They'll drop down the Acorn shot, trying to land the Bushwhack with that, but it's off the mark. Won't even matter. Quinn with another kill, a 4th death for the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, this is we were talking about the potential of a surprise upset win here for Simply TOOBASED. If they're gonna get one, it's not with this kind of start against a superior team. Really need the lanes to go better, but Quincy crew showing why they're one of the top 3 here. Just completely outclassing them in all 3 lanes so far. I think especially honorable mention there to Ponlo with the solo kill on Storm, with this tower secure on him on bot. They might get Keza in return here with Ryoya coming in.
Try.
He has a lot of mana still.
Tiny, he's not too confident in going after the DK. Have a lot of time until the Nature's Attendants are back up, but they do get Ponlo, but they don't get the DK. Like, Kezu's the high priority target in that, whereas now, okay, you get the Ench, but
yeah,
you've lost your tower and things aren't looking all too great.
That was definitely
overall.
It was definitely a chaseable kill there for the Storm to go and DK. He already used Dragon Tail, so it's a free. He can run him down. Kezu, I think, had 2 stick charges and 500 health, so Ryoya went for the safer kill, but the lower priority one, as you said, and I think in those circumstances, you've got to go big or go home, right? You need a comeback, and this Ench is not going to fuel that enough. You want that bigger bounty that you would have got from the Dragon Knight.
Oh boy. Now there's the Dream Coil coming through. They've got the Tiny leashed up, and well, they'll walk Tiny to his death.
Grab the bounty rune though.
With a treat at the end.
Silver linings. He got the rune that they were killing him on, but
that's the comeback.
Yeah,
that bounty rune right there is the gold they need. It's very tough. Every lane is just falling apart, and I don't know really the game plan when you're getting pressured this heavily, because Quincy crew, like we've said, they just want to keep the foot on the gas and make sure that nothing goes their way.
Oh, if they get this bushwhack too, are they actually going to kill Rio? I don't think so, but it's close. 150 and Ollie TP.
He might still get it. Pongo, he was still there. He was looking ready to go onto the storm, and now they'll slow up the Tiny. They've got the Nature's Attendants again to sustain themselves under the tower and make sure that they can put the pressure on. They don't get the kills, but by having the heal and pushing them away, they're going to get a mid-tier 1.
Yeah, Rally is definitely not staying this way forever, I think. But it stayed this way for weeks, so who knows? But that tower fell very quickly with only one set of Rally. Now Ponlo building up a second set into a third soon with the Raze dead. And I wonder if he actually wants to try to poke at bottom tier 2. Top lane though.
Arena, two-man Dream Coil, and there's the Illusory Orb as well as the Jaunt out of the arena. So not trying to put on his best Gladiator cosplay. He'd rather be out of the arena instead.
Ponlo is actually going to do exactly that. He is diving behind bot with all of these skeletons, just tanking the tower for now, so not hitting it. Trying to bully away Flea so that Kezu can access this, but there is a siege creep blocking their way right now that's taking quite some time to kill, and it looks like they're not going to try, just cutting the wave and letting Flea defend. Oh, Quinn is being such a nuisance, just really... When Quinn is in his element, he plays this aggressively. Sometimes it gets punished.
Ooh,
not this time though.
It was a pretty sweet alley-oop from the toss into the spear, but unfortunately they're going to lose the Tiny and a +1 on that Mars. Yeah, Quinn playing out of his gourd at the moment and doing a really good job. It's impressive because you got to think that Quincy crew is a team right now, especially where it stands. The fact that they had that one loss, there's a lot of pressure on them to win out, right? And just to give them that chance to go to the major. Meanwhile, up top, Dragon Tail, Wraithfire Blast, and a 500 HP hit there from Yawar to clean up that storm. It's definitely, I wonder what the pressure is from Quincy crew. Like, obviously, they've got a 7K lead. They're working this and rolling really easily at the moment. But the mindset of the team where it's like, we can't really drop anything else. For the rest of the DPC, it's not similar to other regions like China who have 4 slots to go to the major, where you can go 4 and 3 and still make it.
Yeah, I think at this point, you know what the playing field is like. You know this is a series that you're supposed to 2-0 every day of the week, so you're not going to underestimate anyone, and you're going to show up and play your best. Also as a confidence builder, right? You just want to keep up.
Yeah.
Carry that momentum on into the next hard series they'll have to play against TSM. Ponlo will finally die here. That took forever for them to get done, but they do it eventually. Ponlo with the 0-3-3 build, actually not having a point in Untouchable there, might have potentially saved him. I don't know if that would have delayed things enough, but yeah, definitely making a lot of space for his team. So yeah, Quincy, this is a series you want to 2-0, you want to look strong, and you want to have that confidence going into the decider against TSM later if you do manage to grab the win today, which for all intents and purposes you should.
Oh, for sure. And they're actually going to find Quinn. They'll look for the Fire Snap Cookie follow-up, but they don't get it. Quinn able to retreat. Now the Blink as well as the Dragon Tail on Rioya. But nothing following that up next to him. And I was thinking about that next matchup, that TSM Quincy crew matchup. I'd love to be a fly on the wall for both comms in that one because it's going to be tense.
Yeah, essentially, just to do a little quick recap on the standings in the group right now. So you have TSM and EG. Well, let's watch Curly die first. All right, we're done with that. EG and TSM are both 5-0, and Quincy are 4-1. As that's another kill on Imperial.
Yeah, Milan getting the kill. Hoodwink steal kills all over the place.
Oh, that is not the cookie Flea was going for. He faced the wrong way. I think he'll still get away though, but oops. That was that was not what he was going for, but okay.
I don't know if Tiny's going to be as fortunate. This Blink Dagger is going to stay on cooldown as Milan sticks with him through the trees, scurrying forward with the help now of Kezu. Bushwhack pulling him over, and the Avalanche will come out. But again, now he's going to try and TP away. A cool
Nice
shot.
TP.
The damage just not there. Okay. Just making an escape, while meanwhile the Dream Coil flee back into the mix, and that one still doesn't get him to the low ground, but eventually Quinn will get the kill on the flea.
One of those rare moments where one player kills the other and they both have a wide smile on their face. I think Flea is like, yeah, okay. And Quinn's like, hey, I'm having fun, I'm killing everyone. So, you know, it's good if they're enjoying themselves here in Simply 2-based. You know, this is a hard game for them, and I think they're just trying to get whatever practice out of it that they can. And I know I'm talking about it from a kind of negative mindset of, you know, you're gonna lose, but they're obviously also playing with a stand. Oh, hang on.
And they're going to go for Quinn. They've got the Vortex, but there's the phase shift into the illusory orbit. Jaunt away. These heroes on the side of Simply 2-based now maybe looking for a way back in. They just don't have the Blink Dagger on Curly to say Blink Arena there, as he's 200 gold short. So that might have changed the feel of it, but Quinn's still able to get away 7-0-1.
Yeah, that Blink Dagger on Tiny, if they do want a way of coming back into this game, which looks very grim, they're 10k behind minute 15. It's an absolute stomping so far. The dagger has to pay off. They need to find picks, especially on Quinn. He's a huge gold bounty. That would be the first stepping stone. Maybe killing him more than once if possible. It's a tall order though when you're being this dominated. Look at the warding as well from Quincy, right? They've taken the 3 tier 1 towers and they've warded bottom, mid, and top. So they see all this movement from Simply 2-based as well. So very, very tough situation. This bot tower will fall. Onlo showing up with the high level heal as well as an Alpha Wolf to make quick work of this. Probably didn't find a Dark Troll Summoner who would have taken that one for reasons. There it goes.
There goes the tower, and then they immediately want to throw it back towards top and go that way. These wards get such interesting vision for sure, because you see a lot, sometimes supports will stick more standard on their wards, but these are kind of like in weird spots that maybe they get a glance.
Oh my god, this ward. Quad coil.
Oh man, yeah, this ward's going to give them the vision that they need. They've got the quad coil coming in, the stun out onto this Tiny, the life drain to try and save him, but here comes Kezu, the arena's down. They've got the God's Rebuke, the land, the spear, a lot of damage being done here on a Kezu. They get the kill on the DK, they've got themselves at least one. Whenever's kisses stop for a moment, and Quinn wants to keep up and find a +1, which he will on Empyrean.
Yeah, that was a 4v5 while Wraith King is taking mid tier 2. It's rough, man. There's not much of a silver lining right now, to be honest, for Simply 2-based. Just getting absolutely crushed. You know, sometimes you just gotta say it like it is. And well, I'm trying to look for a bright spot for them and something to look forward to. Now with the Mars Dagger and the Tiny Dagger, I think you take some risks now, and if it doesn't pay off, that's just it, right? And this here was where they were looking for something, but that ward that was pre-placed by Ponlo just really made their job so easy.
Like you were saying, great wards. Kezu's just so calm in that little moment that we see there. He's just like, yeah, cool, we got it. Even though he dies in that fight, he's happy with the exchange.
He's like, okay, guys, we can do a 4-for-1 plus tier 2 tower. I'll take it. Good enough. Oh, that was a storm there.
Quinn again. Just dominating all over the map, and Yawar has just been farming. He's been having an easy time all over. He's got the Armlet. He has the Deso, and well, he'll now have the Blink shipping out on same day. Hopefully he'll get that, and then all of a sudden, Blink in your face. He's going to be involved with the team, and you can see he knows where Simply 2-based wanna be, and he's staying towards the triangle, and the rest of the team's coming over potentially to look to get these kills. Ponlo again, now level 4 in the Nature's Attendance, so it is going to take quite a bit to get the kill here, and they just won't have it. Bushwhack comes in, Ponlo on the run. Now they've got the Sharpshooter. They're looking to get this kill out onto the Mars as well as Empyrean. One right click there from Yawar to finish off the Pugna, and they'll follow that up with a Curly kill.
Yeah, Ponlo doesn't even have very strong tanky items. He just has the maxed out heal and untouchable. He has a drum and the fluffy hat. By no means is that nothing, but you don't have, like, say, a hood against the Radiant team here to just be invincible. So this can get even worse when he finishes off the Holy Locket that he's currently working on. Almost has that, just 90 gold to go in a disassemble. And this will be way harder next time for the Simply 2-based team. Just, you know, they're just cornered. Yeah, they own like 20% of the map. And if they want to get any of it back, you got to try for these moves. Like, I understand they go to the edge. It's the guy they see, it's the guy they can access. But you got to imagine Quincy will be ready to respond, and you need to jump one of the bigger guys if you want the real payout.
Empyrean, yeah, that'll do it. Ench starting the kill onto the Pugna, and then Yawar is there to one-click finish, and, well, look for a second.
He made sure to run in front of him so he didn't get the kill because of the bulwark. He could have hit him in the back at any point there for the kill, but wanted the style points. Hey, Ponla will take that kill, I'm sure.
Now they find themselves the Tiny. Again, they're continuing forward all over the map. The Fireball's down, the Dream Coil out. They'll take out 2 more. It's a mega kill streak for this Wraith King of Yawar. And, well, now they'll try to find Milan. He's probably the easiest one to kill if they have it. But, unfortunately for Rioya, he doesn't. And, well, it will be a Hoodwink getting away, as it's now 23-4. And like you said, they only own 20% of the map. It's like when you start a game of Monopoly, there's 4 players in, but one of your friends is taking out the other 2, and it's you against them, and they've owned every property, and you've just got Waterworks, hoping.
That's a pretty good analogy, except Simply 2-based are in debt. That's pretty much where we're at. Uh-oh.
The properties now, as they'll go for Punglo, who, again, he survives long enough for Quincy Crew to follow it up. So they're here. They're looking for Rioya as well as Curly. Curly silenced, trying to find anything he can to get the kill on Kezu. That's a second. So there is something going on, but Rioya, one more shot. He'll end up dead. There's Yawar going after Flea. Make it 3. And Empyrean standing there as Yawar is just playing with his food. Bullying, it might be the right word.
That is also a mandatory part of Monopoly, actually. So that checks out. Yes. When you get all the good properties, and the others keep going to jail, it's a mandatory part.
It's the way you ask for the money too. It's like, oh, you happen to land on my hotel.
Exactly.
Right, well.
Oh, yeah, I see. You're an experienced Monopoly player. Oh, that's so unfortunate. We have 90% of the map. Can we have the last 10%, please? Yeah, this is a dead Roche. I'm pretty sure. You just send Wraith King there. You could help it out with Ench if you want. It's just gonna be providing the creep as well as a little bit of a Dragon Knight to tank if necessary. And it's just smooth sailing here for Quincy. You'd imagine this smoke right now for Simply 2-based, it's the so-called YOLO smoke. If this one fails, we call it. If it succeeds, we fight another day. Let's see.
Flea? A bit early. He does get the stun on Yawar, but he ends up dead so quickly after that engagement. And, well, now Milan, he's getting run down by Rioya. He'll end up falling, but they've got the Aegis into the hands of Quinn. And there's the GG call.